Okay, so I am continuing my study towards taking the Salesforce Developer 2 certification. Like I said before, I'm in no hurry to take the test. I really just want to learn the material as deeply as possible. And I came across this practice exam question that really I really didn't understand when I looked at it. It says, which of these scenarios require a Lightning Web Component to call an Apex method imperatively? And honestly, I didn't know what the question meant by imperatively. So I decided to create a Lightning Web Component and call it imperatively. And the converse of that will be to call it declaratively. So I did both. So let's go ahead and walk through the addition I made to the job application app that I have in the dev org. So here are the options. When the Apex method is not annotated with cacheable equals true. So I guess if it's called imperatively, then they can't cache the data. And then when the Apex method interacts with the task object. So there's some limitations when dealing with the task object. So I did decide to create an Apex method where it's not annotated with cacheable equals true. And it interacts with the task object. The other ones, not annotated with aura enabled. Now we know that the LWC cannot interact with Apex if the Apex method is not annotated with @aura enabled. So that's not an option. And when the Apex method contains a call out, and that's just irrelevant to the situation. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Apex. Well, actually, this is the Lightning Web Component. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Apex. Apex is very simple. We just have an aura enabled class that gets related tasks. Now we're going to get the tasks from a contact, but we put the Lightning Web Component on the case record, because right now, if you go to the contact record, you can see their tasks right there. But maybe you have a case open and whoever's working on the case needs to know what tasks have been worked on. So that was kind of the logic behind putting it on the case. And it also requires a little bit more functionality because you're not querying for the case, you're querying for the contact ID. So what we're doing is we're getting the contact ID off of the case. There's a contact name standard field, which the value is contact ID, the API name. And so we just get a few values from the task record using that contact ID, and we return the tasks. Let's go ahead and take a jump over to the HTML file. Lightning Web Components kind of work like Django and Flask is what I'm familiar with. You're able to loop through an array, or in this case a list, and populate the values that you need. So we're just creating a simple Lightning Web Component that can populate a list of tasks and shows some of the basic information so that whoever's working on the case would know what tasks were worked on. Obviously, this is very basic. We could filter it out more, only show recent tasks or tasks after a certain date. So many different things that we could filter on. But the purpose of this is just to build something based on the exam criteria, the exam question, or multiple questions. So this actually covers a lot of different elements of the exam. So all right, so we have the HTML, you see that. Here we have the JavaScript file. There are two methods here. One is the declarative way, which is basically we're using the wire service to get the contact ID off of the page, and we're adding it to the contact ID field variable. And the imperative way is to create a function, load task, and if the contact ID is populated, if we have that value, then we want to get the related task. We're calling that Apex method, which we imported here. So we're going to call that method and provide the results. And so let's go ahead to the UI and see how this is going to be done. So right now we have a case field. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page just in case it's outdated. So we have Stella Pavlova, a basic name that's been included in the Salesforce org. We have a couple of tasks associated with Stella, and right now it says no related tasks found. That's just part of the if-else logic within the HTML file. And we have a button here that's going to get our task. So we're going to go ahead and hit the button. And here we have two tasks. We have an email and a call. We've provided the description and the date, the due date. So very simple, but it does, obviously, as you see, it involves multiple different elements. We have, let's go back to we have the JavaScript file. We have an HTML file with some if-else logic. And we have a task manager class that returns the task for the given contact ID. And so that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do the next one, but I just wanted to show you that one. And I appreciate you watching to the end, and you have a good day. Thank you.